there's going to be less of the ability to justify commissions anymore. And so I feel like we're probably going to head down towards a more of a package or more of a flat fee type deal. Hola, hola, welcome to another video. I am Violeta, the first gen real estate investor and host of the MoneyChisme podcast, where on here and on the podcast, we talk about real estate investing, personal finance, and just money talks in general and entrepreneurship. So if any of that interests you, don't forget to like and subscribe. And this week, I want to talk about the possible end of the 6% commission. So before we get into my thoughts, just a quick, brief breakdown and background. There was a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit that was brought up by some sellers in a few states. Mostly against like the MLS, which is the multiple listing services, and the NAR, which is again the National Association of Realtors. The sellers were not in agreement that they had to pay the buyer's commission on top of their own sellers, real estate agent commission. They were required, even though technically it was, negotiable, in order to list on any of these MLSs, you had to put up front if you were paying the buyer's commission and how much. It did leave the sellers kind of feeling like, you know what, if I didn't put such a high commission, would agents bring buyers to my home? Because they would probably prefer the homes that have a higher percentage. And not only that, they also felt like it shouldn't be on the sellers to pay the buyer's commission, because they're like, that's another kick in the butt, is like, now not only did you knock me down a few $1,000s from my sales price, but now on top of that, I got to pay the commission for your agent. But now with this lawsuit, there may be some changes. One of the things that is coming from this lawsuit is that you don't have to put like the commission when you list the property on or put it on the MLS. And you don't have to necessarily say that you're paying the commission of the buyer's agent. So, and you don't have to pay it, right? Some people think it's just not going to change. It's just going to be done in the background. But I feel like there's going to have to be some major change in the way we sell and buy real estate, because it's been a long time coming, because real estate agents are sometimes overpaid on what they do. And on some other side, they say they're not paid enough. So the fear right now is that because now sellers are not going to feel obligated to pay the commission for the buyer, that now it's going to fall on the buyer to pay that. And on top of like the down payment that you have to do and closing costs and stuff, having to pay the commission of your representation kind of sucks. It's like another obstacle that first time home buyers have to deal with. I feel like now eventually buyers are going to, give a pushback and kind of like drive change on the commission structure. The problem is that it shouldn't have had to been on the seller in the first place. I think it started off as a kind of selling point. If you wanted to sell your house, it was kind of another incentive for a buyer to go for your house, right? But now it became, instead of it being an optional thing for sellers, it became expected. And I think that's where the big issue ended up, because now anybody that wants to sell their house is expected to, have these costs. I do understand that at the beginning, we didn't have like the internet so available, and so you did rely on real estate agents a lot. But really now, like, anybody can put their property on the MLS. You're not going to be able to justify these high costs. And so I think there's going to have to be a change in the way that these fees are charged to either the seller or the buyer. And so I think doing a package deal where like you have something to where like, hey, for 1 or 3 months, whatever, I show you properties, and then also help you close and all that stuff, right? And that will be this fee. But if you decide not to buy, then it's just a little small flat fee, right? So that way the realtor still gets some type of reimbursement for their time. We have all these real estate agents that a lot of them just don't bring the value, and I think that's why we have this issue, and why we ended up with this lawsuit, because there's a lot of agents that are giving the good ones a bad name because they do barely do anything. And I believe one of the issues was because the houses and the housing market was like crazy, was on fire like a few years ago, where the houses flew off the shelf. Like people were like buying houses without even looking at them fully, without home inspections or whatever. It was so freaking easy for real estate agents to just make money. And a lot of them just stayed that way, where they do very minimal work because of technology. And so I think that is one of the issues, and why we got to this point now where we're challenging the commission. I'm not saying that they don't bring any value at all. I think now in this time, it's even harder to justify that commission because of technology. Now, in the age of technology, yes, real estate agents do put in a lot of work, but I think a lot of the things that they do can be automated at this point with AI, and everything being online, where you can look at properties and see what's available, what properties are available, and then you can send the list. And a lot of times, you send the criteria of what kind of things you're looking for to your real estate agent, and they automatically enter you into the system with your criteria, and it automatically generates a list for you. It sends it directly to your email, and then you could respond saying, I want to see this house, that. So they're already automating a lot of stuff. It's no longer to where they had to go manually and then email you stuff. Like, a lot of it is starting to get automated. And I feel this is where realtors can start getting back some of their time, to where we can have a balance of paying them and them getting paid what they should be getting paid, without having these high commissions. And but this is where they can make that change and start automating a lot of stuff. With the AI and automation, it could really be used more efficiently to help combat that cost of your time, and feeling that you're not being compensated enough. And that way it could also reduce the cost to these home buyers, especially the first time home buyers. So I think it's going to spark some innovation in this industry. It's going to have the really good agents, they're going to survive. They're going to make it work. They're going to figure it out. And then the bad ones, hopefully they'll get weeded out and think, okay, this is going to be not worth it anymore, or it's going to be too hard. And then they just dip out, and now it becomes more of a balance. And again, just I think with using technology, using packages, making packages for not only the buyers, but on the seller side too. You can make like, for example, I would like to just hire a listing agent that just puts it on there on the market, just tells me, hey, this is what I think you could sell your house for. Maybe take pictures, because maybe they have someone already that they work with. I'm fine with that. If not, I could hire, find my own photographer to come take the pictures. I just need them to run the comps, tell me, roughly, help me list it, and then that's pretty much it. So I think there's just a lot of adjustment that's going to have to happen, and I'm not gonna lie, I know it's going to suck at the beginning. There's going to be less of the ability to justify commissions anymore. And so I feel like we're probably going to head down towards a more of a package or more of a flat fee type deal, which is going to allow maybe more programs, because we already have like down payment assistance programs. And maybe we could have some type of program for that type, or maybe it'll be able to be tied into like the loan or something. We'll see how it works out. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and I guess I'll do an updated video on that in another year or so to see how it's been going. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Those are my thoughts. What do you think? Is it going to change? Is it going to go cause chaos? Is it going to, how do you feel that it's going to impact the first time home buyer? And like, did you feel like it was a good decision or not? Only time will tell. But other than that, I guess we'll see you in the next one. Bye.